What's up, guys? So on the second episode of my new series, we are going to be talking all about macros and the pros and cons. What are they? Basically, if you are new to them, I'm going to fill you in. So we're going to start off with what macros are. Macros are the macronutrients in our food, so fats, proteins, and carbs, basically what we need a lot of every day to function properly and grow and all that. Macro tracking means that you are weighing and logging your food into MyFitnessPal or LifeSum or whatever other app tracks your food. So you know how much you have eaten of each macronutrient and how much you have left to eat for that day. Something that is important to remember when you are tracking macros is that everyone's macros are different. Your macros are based on your height, your weight, body fat percentage, how often you work out, so many different things. So you cannot go off of what someone else is eating or how much someone else is eating. So this is what I use to weigh my food when I'm tracking macros. I'm currently not. I will explain why later. But I got this from Target, and it's literally just a basic scale. I got it for like $20, I want to say. So I will put my plate on here, set it down, and you can pull this out so you can like see the number of it. After I put my plate on here, I will zero it out so it thinks there's nothing on there. And then when I add the chicken, I will be able to see how many ounces of chicken is on my plate. And then I will log that into MyFitnessPal, and I will know how much protein I am having in that meal. If you are interested in seeing how I actually weigh the food and prepare a meal while I'm counting macros, I will link my other two videos down below and at the end of this video, so you can go check those out. Pros and cons of macros. So some people absolutely love tracking macros and it keeps them sane and it keeps them on track with their goals, and then some people absolutely despise it and would rather eat intuitively and not worry about how many grams of everything you're putting into your body. Everyone's different, so I recommend just finding what's right for you and doing that. So from my personal experience, the pros of macros are that you reach your goals a lot faster. You know how much you're eating every single day, so it's kind of good for your mentality. You don't have to question whether or not you ate too much or you're not eating enough. You know that you're eating the right amount and you know how much more you have left to eat. In my experience, I lose weight a lot more quickly when I am tracking macros, so it's nice, but not everyone is in a rush to lose weight or to gain weight or reach their goals. So macros can be extremely tedious. Weighing every single thing that you're eating can be extremely annoying. I know, I have experienced it. I have done it for 3 years now. It is also easy to turn macro tracking into a type of an eating disorder. It's easy to tell yourself this is how much you need to be eating, when in reality you should be eating a lot more, or the opposite, whatever. It's important that you are figuring out your exact macros for your body and not eating too little or too much. So another con about tracking macros is that it is very easy to neglect micronutrients when you are so focused on the macros. So your micronutrients are your vitamins, potassium, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin Z, whatever. It is very easy to forget about those and just look at the carbs and protein and forget about anything else. So that is something to keep in mind and make sure you do not do when you are tracking macros, because your micronutrients are also very, very important. And if you are neglecting them over a period of time, can lead to many, many different diseases and bad sicknesses and stuff like that. So don't forget about the micros if you love the macros. If you are struggling to figure out whether or not you should track macros, ask yourself these questions. What are your goals? How quickly do you want to get there? I would recommend trying it out if you are competing and stuff like that. Obviously, track them and talk to a coach, not me. If you are not in a rush to reach your goals and you kind of just want to enjoy the ride a little more, then I would recommend not tracking them and just focusing on more protein and portion control on your carbs and fats, and that will definitely get you to where you want to be. Another question, have you stopped seeing progress or hit a plateau? If you have, I recommend trying it out at least for a little bit, maybe like 2 or 4 weeks, and just see if you feel any better or if you see that change that you have been looking for. If you have struggled with an eating disorder, I do not recommend tracking macros. Tracking your food for some people can turn into just another form of an eating disorder, and that is obviously the last thing we want. So if you are someone who is still working on finding that healthy relationship with food, I recommend just intuitively eating and just making sure you get enough protein and you're not overindulging every meal, and you will be good. If you try tracking macros for like a few weeks or a month and you find it absolutely miserable and you cannot stand it, obviously don't keep doing it, because that just takes away the fun of this journey and it takes away the fun of food in general, and food is so good. So basically find what works for you. I have had a lot of trial and errors with macros. I was eating too little for way too long, and then I was eating too much. I have come to a point that unless I am reverse dieting, which means transitioning from a cut to a bulk or a bulk to a cut, I'm not tracking macros anymore. So when I get to a point in my cut that I'm maintaining, I will just intuitively eat, and then vice versa. Once I get to that point in my bulk and I kind of know how much I should be eating, then I don't track anymore and I just make sure I'm getting a lot of food. Okay guys, that is all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something and are interested in trying macros or realizing that you hate them and stopping macros, because progress is absolutely possible without them, but they help get you there faster. That is my opinion, and if you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I always do this when I say subscribe, I don't know why. So the next episode in this beginner's guide series is going to be meal prepping. John and I meal prepped chili, scrambled eggs, and chicken protein pasta. So I am going to work on editing that one and I will get it up for you guys, and I hope you love it. Thank you for watching guys, bye.